Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness. This is a scene for the new Mage venue. Yay! And we start the scene uh, like the day after Ava kind of left a little slightly annoyed about certain remarks being made about women in kitchens and stuff like that. She's cooled down mostly. And after a few hours, kind of took up her spot in the living room. It's kind of like there's a chair that she's frequently seen on that she actually sleeps on as well. She has like a blanket there and a pillow. There is and yeah, right now she's sitting curled up in the chair. She found like an MP3 player lying around somewhere that she probably kind of borrowed. Is sitting there writing in the notebook that she also claimed. Well, she asked permission for that. So yeah, she's just sitting there writing, listening to music, and kind of ignoring most of the world around her.
Boris is in the kitchen, and after he finishes cooking breakfast for the whole house, he makes he figures out something went wrong with Eva, and they got off on the wrong step. So he makes 2 cups of Russian black tea, which basically, for people who don't know, it's black tea with orange peel in it, um, and sometimes cinnamon, but not in this case. And he grabs 2 of his cups, which are basically soup bowls with handles, um, and pours himself a cup of tea and pours another cup of tea and slices a fresh uh, orange slice in each cup and goes to find Eva. And when he gets to, is she in the common room?
Oh yeah, like she
When
normally
he
doesn't really leave the common room.
when he gets to the common room, he puts 1 cup in front of him and the other like halfway around the table and slowly and in small increments pushes it with 1 finger towards Eva.
At some point, she kind of sees something moving, like in her peripheral vision. So she looks up and spots Boris and just hmm, for a couple of seconds just is considering just ignoring and like keep listening to the music, but that's like not really the most polite thing to do. So she'll pause the MP3 player and gets the earplugs out of her ears and looks up. Um, Thank you.
Is black tea. I hope you like.
Yeah, I do. She kind of looks into the cup as she sees the lemon there, and she's like, "Huh,
Orange, not lemon.
orange. Sorry, blah 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 blah. Orange." That was what I was planning to say, by the way.
Excuses.
Totally. And yeah, she'll examine it for like a moment. There is a small like the little hint for like a split second of suspicion, like it's he put in something weird because this entire thing kind of got her a bit paranoid. Everything that happened over the past well, like what, 2 months or something. But she'll take the cup. She uses it to warm her hands.
So tell
Yeah,
me, why you why did you run off yesterday?
I did not like what you said. So I thought it was best to leave for a moment.
You did not like what I did. You should have said something.
Why?
Because it's normal to say when something bothers you.
I would have said something when I was calmer. It's no point in fighting when you're upset. It's better to discuss afterwards what made you upset. My parents always told me to leave the room if you're upset and come back when you can reason about it again.
No. Holding in is not good. It's better to say it easier for heart. Makes heart better. So
Maybe
who made you mad?
you did.
Me? What did
Yeah.
Boris say to make you upset?
I dislike and very much disagree with your comments that women belong in the kitchen. It is, from my point of view, that opinion is archaic and, well, demeaning.
I have no idea what archaic and demeaning are, but I don't think they're good things.
Old-fashioned and down on women.
Okay, I'm sorry if I made you upset, but you need to understand that Boris and most verbena are very traditional, but if it makes you feel better, most of our leaders and are women. We make genealogy, I think is word, after women in my tradition. Like, it counts more who your mother is than who your father is.
You have a matriarchy?
Is that when women are bosses more often than men?
Yes.
Something like that, yes. But we keep to roles, like if you like, not necessarily verbena in general, but like old school verbena like Boris is democracy, but we know our place. Men do fighting and hunting and getting food. Women do cooking and take care of children and do healing and make remedies and stuff like that. But that does not mean we don't have women fighter or men that cook, but is some things where Russian women very proud and Verbena women even prouder, is considered insult to them if men cook in house with women, because they say men take place of woman where is place of woman.
Well, where I'm from, men and women are, we don't have a place except like someone needs to cook. That doesn't mean that it has to be the woman or the man. We just do what we can. That is how I see the world and how I like the world. If it's like, and I know compared to the rest of the world that we are more progressive, but men and women are equal, and we do not live after certain role models. You just follow your heart and your dreams.
Yes, no one said not follow dreams, and it's not about model. It's about keeping order. It's about women back home are proud to be heads of house because head of house take care of whole house. And you might be good warrior, but if your wife doesn't feed you well at home, you weak and you can't fight well. So she very important.
But why wouldn't you cook for yourself then? And if your woman wants to fight, why wouldn't she pick up a weapon?
Because it's not
It's about what people want. And sure, if you're if the women in your in Russia, if they prefer to be in the kitchen and they want that, then that is fine. But that doesn't mean it is their natural place. It's their choice.
yes, but they accept that is men place outside of the house and woman place
Th-
inside house.
But
Men
it's not.
man is head of family outside the house. Woman is head of family inside house. It's been
But
like
why
this
is
for
it?
ages.
That doesn't make it right.
It works.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Maybe there, but not in the rest of the world. Well, there is a point when everybody has the right to make their own choice, when there is no set places anymore. How do you deal with people who are gay or who are like transsexuals or stuff like that? How does that fit in your pattern? Your pattern doesn't make sense. Not in the world that we're living in nowadays.
Is simple. You can do what you want, but this is this is talking majorities. Majority women cook and they proud because they cook and they proud because they head of house inside house. Of course, we have people, we have women that fight, we have men that cook, we have great men healers, we've got great women warriors, but is is question of pride. Of course, if woman bad cook or she don't know how to cook and she doesn't want to learn or she can't learn from other women, we find someone else, other woman or men to cook. But
So,
is not normal because if you have a man that cooks, you have one less warrior. If you have woman that fight, you have one less person to take care of house.
you are a mage. There is no such thing as normal. That doesn't exist anymore. Normal kind of went out of the window.
Yes, but
That
if you
so
have
there are no places. No one has a set place.
if you have no set place in day-to-day life, if you're mage, if you're not mage, you end up like people that take you. They know men and women. They all robots. You can be woman, man, potato for that matter. is no difference. Is wrong side of democracy.
I think that's taking it a bit far.
No,
They're, no, no,
tell you,
they are they are they are in a pattern that's just, and she will actually like kind of um tear off like a page from the book that she still holds, and she just makes like a raster on the pages. They're like a pattern like that. Stasis. They don't move forward, they don't move backwards. That's what they are,
we
as
always
you
move.
say. But your pattern doesn't make sense either. There shouldn't be a pattern. There should just be individuals who are willing to look after each other and help each other with what they're doing best. And
But
that doesn't mean it's naturally or even generally the case that women should do the cooking and men should do the fighting. I mean, the, what if your soul would live in a female's body? Would that mean that you would suddenly no longer be yourself and no longer have the desires that you have?
first of all, don't talk about soul. Soul is different thing. Second,
There- Isn't
okay,
it?
you uh, let Boris explain. You have chair, yes, and table.
Yes.
You can put stuff on chair like on table, but that still makes it a chair and is is workable table, is kind of table, but not table. You can put s on table and but that does not make table. Chair is still table. This is what Boris tries to explain. You can do something else, but if you made to do something, that something doesn't get out of you ever. And if why be if you born chair? Why not be best chair you can be and be shit table just because you feel like table?
But humans are infinitely more complex than a chair or a table. When we have a choice, we have a will. The chair can't stand up and be like, I don't want to be a chair anymore, but we can. And why would you
Is
take that away from us? Why would you diminish us to the objects of simple furniture?
is simplifying for example's sake.
But your example is wrong.
It works. You shall see. Give it time and you shall see. If you see, if you will meet other verbena, you will see that I am right and it work. Some traditions see it differently. We see it like this. Is simple. It worked for us. I'm not saying it worked for everyone, but it worked for us. I try and teach you what I know works. Someone from like Tasha might teach you what works for her. But you can't blame Boris for being Boris.
I'm not blaming you. It just upset me. That's why I left.
Then say something. You want to be strong and independent woman.
Yes, and I
Speak
choose to
your
walk
mind.
away.
Walking away from fight is not sign of strength. It's sign of what is word. Uh, is sign of being scared or being sneaky, which is not either not good for you or not nice to people around you.
I don't see the point in going to stand up and shout in the middle of an already shouting room to add more to the screaming and shouting. That won't help anyone.
You want to be strong woman? Be strong woman. Is room full of men. Say your mind, be louder than everyone else, then people respect you for being strong. If you want to be strong woman.
I just want to be myself. I don't need to
Then
be strong or weak. I don't need to prove myself, not to any of you. I am fine being what I am. I don't know what I am even at this point. And can I not make my own choices and decide to not enter an argument?
Boris buries his face in the cup of tea and he takes a big gulp, and there's some drips dripping into his mustache and his beard. And as he wipes it off with his hand in a very broad gesture. We always need to prove ourselves. To ourselves, to other people, is how life works. But give it time, you will see and you will learn.
Give it time. Right.
It takes time. Our life as mages takes time, takes lots of time. Like I told you, me and Tasha have more practice than you. That's why we're better at it.
I don't even know anything about this. I mean, I've seen in that place when we ran, like, yeah, people did some stuff, but I didn't do anything. I probably don't even belong here.
No, if Tasha bring you here, you definitely mage. If technocracy went after you, you definitely mage. That's, but you, what is Americans have good expression for this is you make flowers not that early. You late flowerer, late something.
She frowns as she thinks for a moment. You mean a late bloomer?
Yes. Maybe you late bloomer.
I don't know. Like, everybody was doing things, and I was just afraid.
That's what I said. You need to develop top skin, Liloshka.
Perhaps.
So please don't be mad at Boris and try to understand that Boris try and teach all of you what worked for Boris and what Boris knows is right. You might find someone else at some point to teach you which thinks other things are right, but I can teach you something that I don't know if it's right or not.
Why did you tell me not to talk about souls just now?
Is delicate matter. Is you need to learn a lot first, then you understand what soul is and what soul does. It's not like people not like us talk like soul, talk about souls. We call people who not mages, we call them sleepers, because we wake up when magic come to us, whereas they still sleep. Sleepers speak a lot about souls and have no idea what they speak about. You just wake up from sleep and rubbing dust from eyes, you not that far from sleeper. Once you wake up more and he makes air quotes, had coffee, then we talk about souls.
Is it possible to go back to sleep?
Short answer, no. Long answer, yes, but is almost kill you, and is denying who you are, is trying to be bad chair again. Instead of good table, you try and be bad chair. You board table, you be table, not bad chair.
Okay. So this is it. I mean, what's gonna happen now? I mean,
You spend time, you learn, you try find other people like you.
but
Take small steps. Don't hurry.
But our old lives, is there anything left of it? Like,
That is question for Tasha, not Boris.
I mean, it's cool that she gets like things back. Like, it's nice to have a driver license. Not that I really can do anything with it here. I actually don't know. But I mean, can we still, even if we get everything back and we could go back to our own lives, can we even do that?
Is possible, but I wouldn't recommend. Like what you not like in house? Boris make you tea. Boris make
No, there's
food.
nothing wrong with the house. That's not that's not it. And I'm not I don't want to sound ungrateful, like, but it's like you're a lost piece of the puzzle and you're just lying there, and you want to go back to the rest of the puzzle, but you can't.
Rest of puzzle take time to show all pieces.
I mean, I had a puzzle.
No. You had small side of puzzle. You can see rest of pieces. Therefore, you think puzzle very small, but actually puzzle very big.
So with that, you'd say that at some point you would be able to, like, I mean, I was planning to be in New York for like a year, and now I don't even know if I'll ever be able to go back home. That is concerning.
You can
Uh,
go back home, but it's gonna take time. You need to.
yeah, and
You
what
need to.
about my parents?
You can still talk to them. No one said you can't, but we need to make sure that we need to contact friends in wherever you are born. And
Sweden.
oh, Sweden. No, I think Boris has friends somewhere there. Yes. Verbena everywhere. We like cockroaches. Um, and make sure they take care of parents until you come back, and you can take care of parents. Is not hard, but you need to train and you need to build up tough skin, Lisochka.
Tough skin. So how do we do that? Because you and Tasha, you both said that it works different for anyone. So how do we learn? Do we just
Try
do things?
stuff. Like Tasha
Okay.
said, watch shit TV, get inspiration. Try stuff. See
But
what works for you. Sleep under it.
mm, I don't know. Like, it, it still sounds a bit. I mean, I'm not gonna say that it doesn't sound interesting, and it's not like, you know, I am very. I mean, I am surprised that this is all happening. I am terrified in a way. But I always had the feeling there was more. But to be thrown in it like this suddenly, it's it's just overwhelming, I guess.
Few people have time to prepare before this happens.
Yeah.
It's like waking up. Wake up when you wake up. Most people don't have alarm clock, and even if they do, they don't hear it. So you wake up when you wake up. Is confusing, like you wake up from actual sleep. Is things are hazy.
Hmm. Then that's not. It's not always hazy.
Is hazy for most people when they wake up. Is normal.
Hmm. She actually kind of starts like going back a few pages in her little notebook and reads a couple of sentences, then looks back up again. It's I just don't know where to begin.
We have library downstairs. Yesterday, Elijah and Caleb went to library, and they got out of it pretty well. So maybe speak to them. See if they take you down there, and see if library like you. Apparently, library like Caleb and Elijah more than it like Boris. So maybe they like you. It like you even more.
Yeah, I would be interested in that library.
Boris stands up and takes his cup. Take time, and if you ever upset at Boris, just yell at Boris or tell Boris and don't go running anymore is not nice. And me, Boris tried to teach you, and it's kind of hard to teach every one of you when Boris need to run after every one of you in house. So stay in one place. When Boris tried to tell you something, is boring to have to repeat every time for each one of you because I don't even know how many of you are in the house. But you need to get some courage, Lisochka, and get some tough skin, and you talk. You get used to Boris, and you can tell Boris if anyone upset you or if Boris upset you, because Boris all there. Boris has tough skin, and we talk again. We have time. And Boris takes his cup and gets out.
And yeah, Ava will sit there, think about that conversation. It doesn't seem to be all pleased with it, but she soon starts scribbling away on her in her notebook again. There's like she's almost halfway through it already at this point. And yeah, with that we will end the scene here. Thank you, SD, for SDing, and see you in another scene of Living World of Darkness.